Good afternoon, everyone. It's my honor to be here to share with you the use case of Tencent blockchain electronic invoice. Yeah, and I think it's a tough challenge for me to give a presentation in English, but I will try my best. So forgive my poor English. And I suppose most of you do not know what the electronic invoice looks like and how the processing runs in China. So first, let me explain the background to you. And in 2015, the Chinese government has released an Internet plus taxation action plan. It clearly stated the requirement to explore the paperless invoice project in order to promote the transformation from paper invoice to electronic invoice and reduce the costs of taxation management. And the action plan has laid a good legal foundation in China, and it has become the general trend. While in the current electronic invoice process, the enterprises still have to issue invoices via a special hard disk, just like the traditional paper invoice process. And the related invoice data will be saved in that disk for the further test, declaration, and archive. And in addition, payments still cannot be supervised online, which means there may be no causality between payments and invoice issuance. And the invoice reimbursement without status may cause tax fraud, and making invoices copies during reimbursement is really a trouble for the accounting staffs. And furthermore, these accounting staffs still have to print out the electronic invoice into papers. So it's still a be process, right? So the problems still exist. And can blockchain technology provide an optimized solution to the current electronic invoice process? Of course, the answer is yes. There's some problem in the PPT. I will explain to you. So on May 24th, 2018, Tencent has been cooperating with the Shenzhen Taxation Bureau to start a pilot project focusing on fighting tax fraud and using blockchain technology. After obtaining pilot approval from the nation Taxation Bureau, the China's first blockchain invoice was issued by a local restaurant in Shenzhen on August 10th, 2018. And from then on, more and more companies have been participating in this pilot project, including parking lots, auto repair shops, cafes, banks, and supermarkets. And since last month, merchants can issue a blockchain invoice on WeChat Pay merchant platform directly, which brings more convenience to these merchants. So here is our solution. And the blockchain invoice application uses the underlying trust circle technology of Tencent blockchain, combined with the new payment and reimbursement flow to create a blockchain invoicing platform for both consumers and taxpayers. And when the WeChat payment has been completed, consumers can get the blockchain invoice via WeChat. And the invoice reimbursement can be obtained online, and that process can be tracked at any time. So in this model, the DLT makes connections among merchants, taxpayers, and taxation bureaus, and reimbursement companies and other participants. So for each party, they can get synchronized invoice information and status in real time. And every process of the blockchain invoice can be chased, and the information cannot be tampered with. And this is very important. And so for those pain points I just mentioned, the blockchain invoice application has provided an optimized solution. First, for tax bureau, for tax bureau, the innovation solves the chronic problems of stateless reimbursement and prevent tax fraud. And for the merchants, online registration and invoice claiming are completely free and efficient. And third, for consumers, paying is issuing. Consumers can get a blockchain invoice automatically after the WeChat payment, which improves the payment efficiency and the consumer experience. And reimbursements for the reimbursement companies, they no longer need to print the archive. And reimbursement applications can be submitted through the financial software. So the costs are reduced and efficiency increases. And we have made some achievements since the pilot project launch. More than 100,000 blockchain e-invoice have been issued, although this is still a small amount, but I think it's a good start. And of course, more and more enterprises have been participating in this pilot project, such like a supermarket like Walmart, and banks like China Merchant Bank and Ping An Bank, and even a fruit store like Pagoda. And so now, consumers can apply for a blockchain e-invoice via WeChat after their purchase in Walmart. So the blockchain invoice is just one of our scenario applications. I will tell you more. We are also doing deeply in other scenarios, such as in the supply chain finance area. We've built a financial platform which called micro enterprise chain in order to help the small enterprises to get funded much easier and cheaper. And we also have, in Stember, we also have a better version of the blockchain game. We call it in Chinese, 一起来作妖. And we also have an application in the medical scenarios to provide untamperable prescriptions. And we also have some technical achievements in the past 2018. From the test result of the China Academic of Information and Communication Technology, our test chain can support 16 nodes with nearly 50,000 TPS. And also, we have provided a user-friendly bus platform for all developers, so that developers can build their own enterprise scenario applications more conveniently. So this is my brief introduction about Tencent blockchain. And if you want to get more information, you can scan the QR code via WeChat. Thank you all.